Guys, just a quick follow-up video to the one that just left. As I mentioned, things don't look as clear tomorrow, and ultimately we may not really see the reaction, any sustained reaction, or maybe even much at all from these numbers. I mean, there usually is some reaction, but again, we're just caution you against jumping in too quick, getting caught up in the whipsawing that always happens on these volatile releases. And so, from a standpoint of other possible scenarios, that if for some reason the numbers are not good for the dollar and all those numbers disappoint. So here's the euro dollar on the weekly chart. Of course, again, we had this big downtrend that we all know about, potentially ended here. This was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and this is beginning of the correction. So theoretically, you could see this to be continuation of this correction to the upside. And again, this is a weekly chart, so there's a lot of pips here. So that's a possibility. And that also would go in line with the video I made last weekend about the U.S. Swiss, being the fact that this was a triangle that ended here, and now we're going to go down. So that certainly would fall in line with that. On the Kiwi, that would mean the Kiwi would have to go up. And again, I suppose you could make an argument that after this big downtrend, again here on the weekly chart, that this is a correction that has more to go to the upside. This maybe have been the end of a trend, and we have to go up quite a bit to reverse this. So, U.S. yen, again, same thing. I was thinking, this is the end of the correction here, and then we'll move up. This is the weekly chart again, but maybe not. Maybe this has more downside to go. And as I mentioned before, this CCI suggests that this is going to go down more. Okay, so, not to confuse everybody, but just to say that there is possibilities that that the anticipation that the dollar is going to be strengthened and the pairs would move appropriately, I could definitely see it going the other way too. There just are no real clear patterns to me on any of these pairs, and it's really going to be dependent, obviously, on how those numbers come out, because there just is no clear pattern. So again, just be cautious. Don't be looking to jump in at the first second when the news comes out. At least I won't be, because I have a feeling it's going to whipsaw. And you know what happens? The big banks and the big players will come in and push the market one way and take out everybody's stops, and then slam it the other way. And so that can happen a lot, especially when there's anticipation of it going one way by the general public, and that doesn't work out. So, the crowd mentality is usually wrong. So, anyway, just again, be cautious, and if you don't get in initially, then wait a little bit and see if it continues in the direction of wherever it's going to go, and wait for a pullback and then get in, because I have a feeling either way there are some potentially long moves coming on this, because if you look at the weekly charts, there are some things showing up on the weekly charts that suggest some longer term moves. So if you don't get in right away, then wait for a pullback and then jump in again. But anyway, so that's it, guys. Promise no more tonight, but just wanted to kind of give that alternate interpretation, because again, the fact that it doesn't really look that clear to me. So anyway, so that's it, guys. Thanks again. Have a great night.